When Milarepa flew between White Horse Tooth Cave and Menchitema Fortress, a father and son whose relative had been killed in the collapse of Milarepa's uncle's house saw him. The father criticized him, but the son was amazed. These are the remains of that place, the Londa field. This is the place where Gypsy Milarepa bound the demoness named Cliff Demoness and her retainee to protect all who perform Dharma activity. This place is called Langpa Cliff. This is the luminous cave of Run, where Milarepa took Saparepa as a disciple, gave him empowerments and instructions, and brought him to liberation. When Milarepa was staying in Goat Hill underground cave, he met Richungba, who felt great faith and prostrated to him. When Richungba went to India to recover from an illness, Milarepa stayed walled inside Goat Hill underground cave until he returned. When his disciple Richungpa returned from India, he came here to Wirsen Doyurzong, or Wirse Fortress of Sense Pleasures, to welcome him. Sitting within the natural luminosity, he saw that Richungpa was coming from Gongtang but had developed a prideful streak. In order to smash Richungpa's pride, Milarepa sat inside a yak horn without the horn getting any bigger or himself getting smaller at this place, Huaklitang, or Hualmohuatang. In English, it's called Plain of Plains. Milarepa offered this place to stay, hidden cave mammal fortress, to Milarepa. This is Lapu Lotus Cave, or Lapu Bamarzon, where Milarepa saved many animals who were to be sacrificed for Bon religious activity, and where Milarepa brought Shengunripa to ripening and liberation. Shengunripa, his father and brothers offered Milarepa service at these retreat places. Oxgate Naga Diamond Fortress. Japto Sky Fortress. Tiger Cave Lion Fortress. Torjilodorji Fortress. And Happy Cave Sun Fortress. At the request of the Decani Sinhamukha, Milarepa came to meet Kamalashla here at Nyanantongla Pass. In order to test Kamalashla's clairvoyance, he transformed himself into a bunch of flowers. Later, Milarepa removed his own skull and brains and boiled them over a fire generated by the fire of Tumo, which they then made a feast offering. He also emanated 7 bodies, each of which stood on the tip of a stalk of grass. This is Jnanadopa Cave, where Milarepa demonstrated the miracles of becoming substantial and insubstantial, and both. Through the Dharma, he overcame disputes motivated by jealousy. He also told his own life story in detail and brought many students to repentance and liberation in this place. This is Richongba's retreat cave where he found the courage to ask for Milarepa's life story after being encouraged by signs and dreams of lamas, yidams, and decanis. As Marba had predicted, Milarepa accepted Dirgumrepa as a disciple when singing the following song at this location, Lartujet or Thivr. The wondrous place, Lartujet is far to circle but near to approach. Come here, you faithful and distinct devotees, and all who would renounce this world and life. This is the place, Silver Spring, where Milarepa accepted his disciple, Ripa Shewaul, as predicted by Decanis, by crossing the Wongchi River without his feet sinking into the water. The local deities of Mount Kailash and Lake Mandarava welcomed Milarepa and his disciples. They prostrated and offered amazing offerings. This is the place called Latu or Girla, where Milarepa promised to protect individuals who uphold the lineage. Without Milarepa's body growing larger or Lake Mandarava getting smaller, he covered it and sat above it. He then picked up all the water from Lake Mandarava with his fingertip without harming any of the beings who lived in the water. This is the Zonglong Lotus Cave on the left side of Mount Kailash, where Milarepa and his disciples spent a long time practicing. Milarepa stretched his leg from Zonglong Lotus Cave across the lake and left his footprint at the entrance to Naro Wenchung's retreat cave. When Naro Wenchung put a rock the size of a yak's corpse on a large boulder, Milarepa placed this boulder that was twice the size.